Hello everyone, it's Kamal Morar here in Dayton, Ohio. It's March 23rd, Monday evening. It is approximately 2 hours before the great state of Ohio officially is on lockdown for social distancing for the coronavirus. As probably everybody in the nation right now is kind of feeling anxiety and stress over this new reality of ours. I have been thinking about a project that I've been wanting to do for several years, and over the last couple of weeks or so, I've only been even more inspired. And the inspiration has really come by watching these news programs and all the news reporting that's going on, and really admiring all the young Indian folks who are on TV, whether they are an analyst or a healthcare provider. Just getting the sense that there's some amazing Indian folks in the second generation of Indians that are just doing amazing and fantastic things. And just thinking about how I've always wanted to look at how we can create a narrative or how can we narrate the success of this generation. The success of the first generation is fairly well known, which is folks who came from India in the 60s and 70s, whether they were professionals who came on work visas, whether you're a physician or an engineer, or if you're maybe a laborer like my parents, and they came to the States via sponsorship of a relative, and then my family got into the hotel business, or folks have gotten into other small businesses. But that story is fairly well known about the immigrant Indian who's come to America and has done really well, whether you're in some kind of profession or whether you're in some kind of a business. What's not narrated well is how did their offsprings, of which I am one of those, which I am now calling ourselves the G2 generation, the second generation of American Indians, which by definition I'm looking at anybody who's largely done most of their education here and then either went into business or industry here. And looking at this generation and looking at what has moved them to do so many amazing and diverse things. And so the opportunity has just kind of arisen. And I figured, why not? This is a great time. I'm at home, and more importantly, I have technical support with the help of my teenage son, whose help I needed to set up this entire technical structure. I'm kind of interested in maybe interviewing some other G2 members and looking at what has kind of been their secret to their success. How have they been able to progress? What have they drawn from our culture? What types of things has created hurdles for them? And just in general, looking at their lives, asking questions from a curious perspective in the hopes that maybe this will somehow inspire generations of the future, where there's definitely a need for mentors in our society today. And I'm thinking in my generation, there were mentors. In generations past, there was always mentors. But the future generations may need a virtual mentor in some capacity, maybe YouTube is the platform by which that can happen. Other things to kind of consider is that I've been reflecting and thinking, with this corona crisis, a lot of folks are rethinking about their careers and where they're going in life. And maybe a series of videos chronicling the success and the trials and tribulations of other folks may just inspire them to chart another path, something that they hadn't maybe thought about. And lastly, maybe young folks who are kind of siloed. I have a fair number of students, especially ones who are interested in going to medical school, that I mentor off and on, and many of them are very siloed in thinking it's going to be a do or die. If I don't get into medical school, my life is going to be over. And for those folks, I would love nothing more than to show a bunch of video of just amazingly successful people, and how rewarding their careers are, both from a personal gratification perspective as well as from a financial perspective. And so with that, I figure, why not? This is a good time to maybe interview a few folks, since a lot of folks are quarantined at home and kind of staying at home anyways over the next few weeks, or maybe even months. So with that, I'm hoping that this is something that folks can enjoy, and so I'm hoping that there's this series of videos maybe creates value, and I'm looking forward to comments on how maybe this whole process could be improved if there's a general interest. So with that, I'll sign off and say thank you.